Hello, welcome back to day 5. Today's lesson, ground to lift, or root to rise, or Newton's third law of motion. Wait a second, this is a yoga class and she's talking physics. So come on back and see what I'm talking about. Looking forward to seeing you here. Come on back. It's also applicable to golf as well. Hello everybody, welcome back. I am Robyn, the blonde golfing yogi, and today I brought with me a golf club and some blocks and a little blanket. If you have one or two or all three, go grab them and meet me back here. So today we are talking about grounding to lift. That's what it says on my sign, ground to lift, if you can't read that. Small writing. So the idea of feeling the ground, connecting down to find a lift in our body in many different poses. This is going to feel much more awakened. Okay. And to bring in Newton's third law, well, that's it. The third law of motion is any action, say pushing down into the ground with a force, causes an equal and opposite reaction. So that's where the lift part comes in. Let's feel this. So let's take our feet are on the ground. We're gonna lift our toes up just to center ourselves over the big pad of the foot. Now you can lower back your toes down, but I want you to feel a connection in your foot, like you have a little suction cup there. So we're gonna push in and find what happens. So push a force into the ground. Push with your legs, push down, and you lift all the way up. Isn't that cool? Let's play with that one more time. So relax, no push, no connection. Push into the ground, you find this lift of energy for that opposite force, forcing us all the way back up. Let's take an imaginary ball. You got an imaginary ball, we've got loose arms. We're gonna lift that ball up halfway, pull our shoulders back onto our back, shoulder blades back onto the back. Now push with the feet, push into the ground and lift that ball out to float all the way up. We're easy today. We're not having intense arms there. We got a little bit of a bend. Now let's move the ball from side to side, just nice and gently, feeling a release in the upper back. Okay, just a little bit of a warm up here. Moving the ball from left to right. Come back up to center. Bring your ball with the help of your feet pushing into the ground, lift that up. Push a little bit more, finding a little more lift. Now inhale here. Exhale, allow your ball just to gently come to the left. At the same time, put some force into that left foot, lifting your heel off the ground. So we can feel the result of the pushing into the ground with the left foot. The opposite force is coming all the way up, allowing us to have a nice deep side bend stretch. And come back to center. Allow your ball to fall to the right, lifting up the right foot, a little force in the right foot, but also a force in the left foot. Feeling a nice stretch all on your side body on the opposite side now. Come all the way back up. Now take your ball and throw your ball away. As we do that, we'll join our left foot with our right foot, and we'll do our first forward fold, hinging at the hips, feeling a force here, pushing back into our hips as we extend our spine forward and allow it to gently roll all the way where it's comfortable. You can have your hands, a nice bend in your knees, release your head, release your neck, and a couple breaths in here. Being playful, feel that. Inhale, we're gonna push with the feet. Inhale up to halfway. Pushing back, pushing into the feet, feeling a lift in the body. Exhale, let it fold. Let yourself fold down. Here, we're gonna take our hands out to the side and lift up with the back and the legs, pushing into the ground. Release it all the way down. Inhale, rise up, feeling that with your back. And And this time we're gonna push in with the feet and rise all the way up. Pushing, 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 all the way up. Now, put some more force into those legs. See if you can allow yourself to lift up a little bit more. Hands together into prayer, all the way down to our heart. Inhale, allow the arms to fold up, float up, pushing down into the ground, lifting yourself up, and all the way down to heart again. 1/3 time, float your hands all the way up, stretch up and out, and all the way back down. Great. Now we're going to take a little chair pose here. So when I say chair pose, you're going to sit back down. Okay, tuck the tailbone, pulling up with the core, Mula Bandha, it's called. Raise the arms, but imagine now we're going to use a little force. So I want you to push your feet into the ground a little bit more, just to see what happens. Okay, you do it first. Pushing down into the ground raises our upper body up more, and sit back down. Use that force, pushing down to the ground allows us to raise up, nice straight spine, and sink back down. Good, pushing down, let's rise all the way to the top, and exhale, let your arms float down to the side. Here, I'm just gonna grab my props, just to be ready to rock here. So we finished in chair pose. Hands to the side and come down. Step with the right foot back, just gently. The legs are a little bit apart here. And we're gonna have straight legs, both legs will keep a little micro bend in them. Now, take your hips. Okay, just to back up a second, I'm gonna step my right foot back. And what happens when I step my right foot back is my right hip wants to fall back with it as well. So what I want is our hips to be square. So you're gonna take your right foot back, but you're gonna use the force in your left foot to square your hips. Okay, you see that? So I'm pushing with my right into the right foot, right leg, and it equals out the hips, evens out the hips. It's called pyramid pose. So right foot back, a little bit hip distance apart the feet. Square those hips, and we're going to lean forward. So pushing into those hips to hinge forward. Now here, you can grab your golf club or a block. So you can either lean up on a block, or at this point you can grab your golf club and hinging at the hips, making sure your hips are square, and you can lean back. So we're feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs. And keep checking. So go back to your feels. Are my hips aligned right now? Am I breathing? Out of that one, change legs. So left foot went back, so I need to have a little control here, pushing my right foot, square my hips, leaning forward, straight back, come all the way back down. For those of you without the club, you can either put your hand on a block. Okay, so a block, it just helps you, it helps you with resistance. So if you're pushing into the block or the club, it allows you to move this hip back to make sure your hips are aligned, and you feel the stretch in the back of the hamstring there. Or you can put it on your leg, or you can put it on the ground. Let's release our muscles in our neck, just to make sure that what we're focusing on is our legs, so there doesn't need to be tension in the rest of our body. Let's breathe in and out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lower. Okay, another reason I brought the block here is we will try this eagle pose. So eagle pose, again, so this is a balance pose. So we need to have, in order to have good balance, we also need to have stability in our body. In order to have balance, we need to make sure our feet are grounded, and we always start there. So to go into eagle pose, we're going to, let's start on our right leg. So shift the weight onto our right leg and feel that connection, feel that force in that foot, that suction cup. Lift the left leg up and bring the knee over. So here you can use the block if you're feeling a little unsteady, or your club to balance you. And first of all, we're just feeling this connection. So feel that force in that right foot, steadying you, lifting you up. Push into that right foot and lift your body up a little bit more. Let's keep our hands in prayer position to start. So now, if you feel at ease, sit back down, keep pushing into the ground, keep grounding yourself, sitting down, and you could, if you're flexible enough, that foot could wrap around. One side of mine is not as the other. So if you're feeling balanced here, focus as an eagle would on a point. Okay, point ahead of you. So my left leg is over my right leg, so we can add the arms in. So we're going to take the right arm, and we're going to put the right arm underneath the left arm, hinging at the elbows, and you could have the palms just back together, or your arms just like this, lifting up. You could even put the palms together. And just what I like to do is look at one side of my arms, fixate on a point. Now, pushing in to the ground with that foot, right? Woohoo! Okay, hold on. Okay, come back. So if you fall out of a pose, it's okay. You just gotta come back into it, laugh, relax, all good, come back into the pose. Oh yeah, lift up, pushing down. Lifting up, sinking down. Okay. Other side. So shake it out. Our weight on our left foot now. Grounding down, feeling a suction in our foot. Lifting the other leg up and over. And you can twist around here if that's available for you. Left arm under the right arm. Feeling the force. Pushing down into the ground as your body lifts up, and then sit back down. And we want to lift the arms up and out. So the forearms, the elbows are in line with our shoulders. So it's more complicated to talk and do it at the same time than I thought. Up and out. Hey, that's eagle pose. Okay, shake it out. Inhale up to center ourselves. Back down. Let's take the right foot, right leg, and lift it up. All the way as far as we can go. Pushing into the left leg. Lift our body. Allow the hip to open up as much as you can, pulling this leg, straightening the one that's on the ground, and allowing a little release in our hip flexor. Ooh, release that down, shake it out. Other side, lift up. Pushing in this leg, allow your upper body to raise up, pulling with that knee as far as you can. Good job. Last pose, you can have a block or your blanket meet you down on the ground into our final pigeon pose. So pigeon pose, I'm going to get the blanket just to show you. So come onto all fours, and then we'll get in there, get into the pigeon together. A little bit all over the place right now. Okay, so inhale, lift the leg to the back, and lift this leg up, squaring the hips. Now, bring this knee into just behind your right wrist. If you have any knee issues, then you might just take it very easy or not do this pose, okay? You can try this. Take your blanket and roll up your blanket and put your blanket under your hip or block, sitting back down so our hips are square, and you can stay here. Find a spot that feels good so you're comfortable, so then you can relax and really get into the posture. So that's the whole point. It's not going all the way down, just finding a part where we can feel the pose. So from there, if that's comfortable for you, so my foot is flexed, and then you can start to lean forward in the hips and go to somewhere that feels just nice stretch for you. So my back foot is pushing into the ground, okay? My top of my foot, feel that connection, and my hips are square. So I'm feeling a stretch in this side of my hip, okay? So that's where the prop would go. You can also use a block as well, okay? And when we're here, we're just gonna enjoy the pose, keeping our breath nice and fluid. Let's take a couple breaths of 1 to 2 breathing, where you inhale for a count of 1 and exhale for a count of 2. Inhale for a count of 1 and exhale for a count of 2, or longer exhale. This is very calming to our nervous system. Lift the back leg up just to find a stretch in that quad. So even just lifting it off the ground and feeling a stretch in the front of that quad. You don't have to grab your foot, it's just an option. Keep breathing like that. If ever you find your mind is wandering or stressing about some things, we're going to go to the other side. Or you're on the golf course and you're, thinking too much about your swing, then this is a way to kind of center you, the 1 to 2 breathing. Okay, so back onto all fours. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bring it behind the left wrist. Find your prop if you need to. Would go onto your left hip here. And work your way down. Just mindful of that knee. If it's pinching at all, then this is not your pose at this moment, okay? So you got to adjust with props, as many as you need, so that you're comfortable there. And then we'll go back to our breathing. Again, for those people, those of you who it's too tight in your hips, you can just stay here. Lifting the back leg up, feeling a stretch in that thigh. Coming all the way back. We'll take our final pose, the child's pose. So sink back down all the way. And here we will rest our forehead on the ground and concentrate on nice deep belly breaths. So expand your belly as if it's a big globe. We inhale and the globe expands all the way. Maybe it's our world, our earth we're picturing. Healing with everybody in it. Take a deep breath in. Feel that expand all the way around the front, the back, and the sides. Allowing all the muscles to relax. Feel a little smile across your face, in your heart. Let that feeling surround you so you can send it out to the rest of the world. In a sense, we're grounding down, feeling that connection for ourselves so that we can lift our energy up and emit it elsewhere. Rolling back up to center. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Day 5. I hope you're feeling both grounded and lifted and just bringing a little bit of peace and happiness into your day. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste, everybody.